Right now, it was Galaga, and I used to play that at the local round table there in San Francisco.
Nice.
I also played Paperboy there as well.
Shout out to Round Table.
Paperboy too.
Exactly. Boom, boom. Had
Take
to say
it away, Will.
Okay, thank you, Kay. Appreciate it. It's been a rocky week in the Big Apple for the Giants, losing 4 receivers in their loss to the Chargers, which was followed up by some off-the-field drama with cornerback Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Well, the team officially putting DRC on the reserve suspended list for what the Giants are calling a violation of team rules. Is believed he and coach Ben McAdoo got into a heated argument on Wednesday, which led to their former Pro Bowler leaving the facilities. Suspension could last up to 4 weeks. Elsewhere, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce got some good news related to his recovery from a concussion. He's advanced to the next stage of the league's concussion protocol and was a full participant at practice on Thursday. Kelce suffering the concussion in the Week 5 win over the Texans. Raiders wideout Amari Cooper has caught only 13 passes on 33 targets through the first 5 weeks of this season, but he's not too concerned about the lack of catches. Cooper says he's going to stay true to who he is and the ball will find him. Raiders fans hoping that is the case. The Broncos taking on the Giants this weekend, and New York, of course, will be without Odell Beckham Jr., but that didn't stop Von Miller from talking about OBJ, saying he thinks Beckham should be the highest paid player in the NFL, regardless of position, because of the impact he has on the globe and the viewers he brings. Miller added, quote, he's a once-in-a-lifetime player. NK, the two of those guys have known each other for a while, good friends. They've spoken over the last few days, and Miller says that he believes that OBJ will be stronger and better. And for all of us, we hope that's the case because, after all, he is football Kanye, as Kyle likes to call him.
We love him. Great stuff from Will Selva out there on the West Coast. Now it is Week 6 officially, and the Jets are playing for first place in the AFC East as they host the divisional rival Patriots. Manny, our camera guy, is like he's dancing. Oh, you're dancing now. Okay. He's excited about this matchup here in New York. So let's start actually in Foxborough, where our very own Mike Garafolo has the latest on the defending champs.
Thank you, Kay. Well, here in Foxborough, the Patriots getting ready for the Jets for first place in the AFC East. Patriots expecting Tom Brady to be ready to go despite that left shoulder issue. Rob Gronkowski, the hope is he's going to be ready with that thigh contusion that kept him out last week. Just a walkthrough on Thursday, but both players listed as limited. That's a projected availability for them for this practice if it would have been a full practice. Aggressive. They did that against Tampa, want to continue to do that after struggling early in the season. Now to Kim Jones with those upstart Jets.
Well, Mike, when Leonard Williams talked to reporters on Thursday, he said the Jets have noticed that Tom Brady is holding onto the ball longer than he normally does. That, Williams said, has led to more sacks. And that, Williams said, leaves them to believe that the Jets could get to the future Hall of Famer on Sunday. The Jets, of course, are equal to the Patriots at 3-2 in the division. That is a surprise to everyone outside the building. Todd Bowles said he's not worried about everyone on the outside. He never has been. Kay?
Thanks, Kim. Oh, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think we have a guest. One of the best tight ends in football, the friend of the show, a Minnesota Viking. Kyle Rudolph, are you there, my friend? Welcome to Good Morning Football. We're all sitting here at Crisscross Applesauce. If you don't mind, we're in the middle of a game. We just wanted to finish up before we get to the interview. Just give us 1 minute. Go ahead, Nate.
Duck. Please, go ahead. Yeah,
Duck.
go ahead.
Duck. Grey Goose. Ah! Go get him, Schrager! Get him! Take him down! Whoa! We're down! Peter, that's not how the game is played.
Come on!
That's
You just went Stephon Diggs on me,
What
man.
just happened?
Peter, that's not the game.
Hey, Kyle, you tell Chad Greenway I'm representing. Even if he's retired, I'm still here.
You just digged me, bro.
You look like Linval. Unbelievable. All right, Kyle.
Yeah, there's always got to be a Diggs in there to ruin the game.
Gotta be a Diggs.
Take us through this whole thing. It's been a monster thing since you guys did it on national TV. Here we are Friday still talking about it. What has been the Duck, Duck, Goose week for you, my friend?
Well, I didn't realize how big of a controversy I had sparked between Duck, Duck, Goose and Duck, Duck, Gray Duck. Apparently here in Minnesota, the game has been played for years as Duck, Duck, Gray Duck. So I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think everyone around the country that grew up played Duck, Duck, Goose, except for people that live here in Minnesota. So I was happy when Nate said Goose there, because if he would have dropped the Gray Duck on me, I would have looked even worse that he knew it was Duck, Duck, Gray Duck. So we just wanted to do something fun, playing on Monday Night Football. Wanted to get the linemen involved. The NFL relaxed the celebration rules this year, so we wanted to do something fun.
No controversy. I mean, the right answer is Duck, Duck, Goose. The wrong answer is Duck, Duck, Gray Duck. Simple. Over. Love having you on the show. Love that you like to have fun. We were having this huge discussion about video games and what video game is the one that you think about and what arcade you played it in as a kid. So what's yours and where'd you play?
For me, probably growing up, the biggest video games I've always played were Madden and college football. Yeah. I always grew up creating myself. It was the first thing I did when I got the video game. Like, go to create a player, create myself, and put myself on whichever team at the time was probably the best. And I think you play against friends and grow up competing against each other. And those were probably two games that I remember playing the most as a kid. And you get a new video game and then you would play it for days on end, and mom and dad would yell down to you to put the video game away and do something productive, but you would play it for hours and hours at a time, and then a new video game would come out and you would play that one over and over and over again.
It's the circle of life. It's a beautiful thing. Kyle, I agree. We do a segment here on the show called Underappreciated Storylines, and with the whole Duck, Duck, Gray Duck thing, I put my fellow hosts through a little exercise in regional dialects. You're from Cincinnati. I love Cincinnati, but I'm curious. You also live in Minnesota and went to school in Indiana, so I'm gonna put you through some of these, and you tell me what they are. I know you can look at these, so let's start this right now. I'm gonna show you something. What is that visual right there? What do you call that?
A tennis shoe?
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Kyle. Come on, it's a sneaker. Who calls it a? What, are you playing tennis?
I'm with you, Kyle. Don't listen to Trey.
A sneaker?
Yeah, it's a sneaker.
No.
I feel like a sneaker is like like a pair of Jordans or something.
Okay.
Way nicer than those.
Exactly.
All right, one more. We're gonna do one more. Okay, let's show this. What's in this glass right here? What do you call that?
See, growing up in Cincinnati, it's pop.
Yes!
And it was pop my entire life. And then when I got to Notre Dame, everyone started saying soda. And I'm like, what? So, yeah, I always called it pop.
Good.
We're Team Pop here.
We got a couple pops.
Pop goes the weasel.
I'm a soda guy. Anyway, Kyle, I know you're playing a good game, but let's move on to the Packers.
All right, let's go. I want to talk about football. I want to talk about what's going on with the squad. Now, most teams, they can overcome one injury. It's just one injury to their quarterback, but you guys, 2 injuries. So talk about Case Keenum and what he brings to the Vikes and what he's done this season.
Well, Case has been incredible for us all year. And, being a backup quarterback, you're never sure when you're going to be called upon. And, that was the case again this past Monday night in Chicago. I think everyone hoped that Sam would go out there, play well, finish the game, and, we'd get the win in Chicago. But, unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish the game. And, he's one of the toughest guys I've been around. And, seeing him out there trying to tough it out was hard. But Case came in and he provided a spark for us in the second half, and we're able to get out of there with a win.
Kyle, we talk a lot about the Packers. Everyone does around the country. Aaron Rodgers is this incredible player. But you guys have beaten them 2 of the last 3 times that you've played. So as you get ready this week, what is the key to taking out Green Bay? How do you beat this team?
Well, anytime you play a future Hall of Fame quarterback, when you're on the opposing sideline as an offense, it's important to not turn the ball over and to possess it. If we're giving the ball to Aaron on short fields and putting our defense in tough situations, it's hard to beat those guys, and they have an uncanny ability to score points off turnovers. So for us, it'll be important for us to take care of the ball and possess the football, because as long as Aaron's sitting on the other sideline with a hat on, then that's the easiest way to stop him.
Now, Kyle, last time you and I spoke, you sort of came at my friend Nate Burleson about not being included on his top red zone threat list.
My bad, bro.
You are.
It was all in fun.
You're leading all tight ends in red zone catches. You're second in red zone touchdowns. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to my friend Nate Burleson?
Not at all. I love Nate. I just had to bring it to his attention, and it's been ironed out.
My God. That's it. I love you, bro.
So Kyle, what's the sequel? You guys get into the end zone this weekend. It was Duck, Duck, Goose last time. Are we doing Red Rover or Hopscotch? What is the sequel celebration plan for this week? Because I know you got one.
Yeah, we'll have to work on something, especially, the big border battle against Green Bay. Red Rover was brought to my attention, but, I can't imagine playing Red Rover with offensive linemen. I would hate to be standing there trying to hold arms together. So we'll have to think of something and possibly break it out on Sunday afternoon at US Bank Stadium.
Now, Kyle, you mentioned the Packers and being that I played there for 3 years and also played in Detroit. I know how the rivalries within the NFC North run. I just want to know the perspective from within the locker room. Are you guys thinking about the season in its totality, or are you thinking about the NFC North when approaching how you guys need to win this year?
Well, it's important for us to, you set your goals at the beginning of the season, and for us it's to win the NFC North, host a home playoff game, and eventually bring a world championship back to Minnesota. And we understand that this is a big game in terms of our goals. The Green Bay Packers are going to be right there at the end of December, fighting for a spot, not only to win the NFC North, but to have home field advantage in the playoffs. And we want to get to the point where people are coming to US Bank Stadium. We feel like it's a really tough place to play. We've had a lot of success at home. So we want to go out there and make sure that, we're back to where we were 2 years ago and at the top of the NFC North.
Kyle, we appreciate you joining us as always, and we appreciate you having fun with us and also talking football. Good luck this year. Keep balling and Skol Vikes.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. All right, buddy.
That 31 career touchdown on the bottom. I don't know if you saw it. Total troll job of you.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Love that. Great stuff.
Did they say Grey
Kyle Rudolph.
Goose? Is that what you said? Yeah, okay.
And then you tackled them to the floor.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was
Why
my one.
did you do that?
Something came over me.
Peter has a rage thing in it sometimes, right?
How was my
Bill
form?
Bixby over here.
You took me down, bro. I didn't think you were going to go all the way in. But I respect
By
it.
the way, it's sneakers,
I like
it's
it.
soda, and it's a slice of pizza, not a piece of
Piece of pizza.
Piece of pizza.
I would love a piece of pizza. Coming up, guys, we're going to get you caught up on everything going on around the league. Ezekiel Elliott, the late